Preeti from ISC department from B section. Today I am going to explain about our TC project, multi-language translator. Let me share the code. This is our project code. First, import React use state from React. Imports the React and the use state use which allows you to manage the component state. Import app CSS. Import the CSS file to the system style of the component. Function app defines the main functional component named app. Const input text set input text is equal to use state initializes the state input text to all the user's input initially empty. Constant output text set output text is equal to use state initializes the state output text to store the translated output. Constant from language set from language is equal to use state en initializes the source language for translation defaulting to English. Const to language set language is equal to use state es initializes the target language for the translation defaulting Spanish. Constant is loading set is loading is equal to use state false keeps a track of whether a translation is currently in the progress used for button disabling. Next, constant languages. Any array of objects, each representing a supported language with a code and displaying name. Next, code EN, name English. Code TA, name Tamil. Contains the language options used in the drop downs. Constant handle translate. Async, which defines the asynchronous function to handle the translation when the translate button is clicked. Then the input text trim return. It prevents the translation if the input is empty only when the white space. Then set is loading is true. Then it is sets loading to true disables the button and change its translation. For the text, try constant URL which construct the API request URL to my memory translation API using the input text and selected the languages. Then constant response await fetch. It sends the get a request to the API. Constant data which is equal to await response JSON which is the passes to the JSON response. If data.responses status is equal to 200 means check if the API responded successfully. Then set output text data response data dot translated text which is updates the output with the translated text, or else set the output text translation error plus data response message which is handles the unsuccessful translation responses. Then catch the error, catches any fetch or network errors. Then console the error, translation error. Then set the output text like a translation services error occurred. It logs the error and showed a user-friendly message. Finally, set is loading means that is false because resets loading state regardless of output. Then ends the handles translated function, and then constant handles swap languages is it defines the functions of the swap, the source and targeted languages. Then constant temp is equal to from language, set from language to language, set to language temp, swaps the language codes. Then set the input text, output text. Then set the output text and input text. Also swaps the input and output text. Then return the class name is equal to app means that returns the main JSX layout. The outermost container uses a CSS app class app. Then language translator, it is renders heading or title of the app. Then class name. Class name is equal to translator container, which wraps all the translator related UI elements. Then divide a class name is equal to language selector, means it contains the drop downs for language selection and swap the button. Then select the value from language on change E, set from language E, target value, means a drop down for the source language. Then languages map a language, option key is equal to language code, value is also language code. A language name, which is option, means that maps languages array into the drop down options. Then select the button on click which handles the swap languages, class name is equal to swap button, means swap the button placed between the language selector. Then select a value is equal to language on change, set to language, means e target value. Then languages map a lang, option key is equal to lang code, values is equal to lang code and lang code, which is a option. Then select and divide, means second drop down target languages. Then text output input arrays, means divide class name is equal to text area, value is equal to input text on change E, set the input text E target value, then the placeholder is which we have to enter the text to translate, then class name is used for input text area, is text area for user to enter the input text, then text area value is equal to output text, read only placeholder translation will appear here, class name is output text area, which read only text area and show the translated output. Then the button on click is equal to handle translate, class name is equal to translate button, disable is loading, input text trim is loading, means translating, which is translating the button triggers translation, disables when a loading or input is empty, shows a loading message during the translation. Then this div, this means close the JSX element and component function. Then export default app. This exports the app component as default, so it can be used in other parts of the project. Then let us see the output of this code. So here we enter our text, that is, then let me show my output. Here I will type hello, I am Pragati. This will be translated to Spanish. We can choose any languages to translate. Let me choose the Spanish. So here the translation will come. It is translating. Now it is translating to the Spanish. Hola, so Pragati. This is the translation of our code and we done this. Thank you.